When you need a mortgage, don't stress at all. Just tune right in and give these guys.
Good morning, YouTube. Today is Friday, August 14th. And fellas, we made it. Football is back. What's going on?
What's up, fellas?
Oh, man. Did they look good last night or what? That was like the most refreshing thing I think I've watched in 20 years.
I didn't watch 1 second of it, but I saw the stats, and it looks like the young guys played okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a complete change of mentality. If you guys know me even a little bit, you know I'm excited about this coaching change. So,
how'd Fat Mike look? How'd he look? How was his gear? How was the black and gold? How was the play sheet? I didn't see anything.
He was trimmed up nice. He was calling plays. He had his little red highlighter writing down. I'm pretty sure the red Sharpie was for the bad stuff. I mean, the one guy had a personal foul, and he wrote there for 5 minutes. So I'm pretty sure that's a cut, you're out kind of paper. But it was really refreshing watching that.
It's good to see a coach actually coaching rather than standing on the sidelines hoping other coaches do the coaching for them.
That's all they've been saying all week is these players are learning so much because they've never been taught any of these things with technique or anything that they're learning. So it's kind of comical, but yeah, we're in a much better spot than we were at this point last year.
Beautiful. Anth, any big plans in the Shaler area this weekend?
In the Shaler area, no. In Bloomfield, I'm hoping Italian Day brings it, because we're going on Saturday. I'm hoping they bring it. So looking to check out some of the vendors, eat some food, see some people. So
I mean, they usually bring it pretty good over there. So enjoy yourself.
I'm going to do it up, man.
Sweet, sweet. Well, boys, we're here to talk about mortgage payment. It's only probably the most important part about your mortgage is your payment you have to pay every month. But the problem we're seeing is the payment folks see at the beginning of the application isn't always the same at the end of the application at closing, and then the buyers get confused. Why is my payment different? And Tom, we know as loan officers, we do our best to estimate the best we can, but an estimate is only an estimate until we get the actual numbers.
Yeah, 100%. Because one of those pieces that go into that monthly payment, taxes, insurance, mortgage insurance possibly, and that principal and interest, yes, they all, have a little bit of a variable factor. And we try to estimate up front the best we can on all those pieces. Principal and interest is a little bit easier to estimate, and those usually do remain the same as what we quoted you in the beginning, unless you had a sales reduction or something of that nature. But those homeowners insurance, I'd say, is the biggest factor of why these things change. Somebody else could talk about the taxes, but the homeowners insurance specifically, it depends what type of coverages you want on your home. I mean, we quote, I know on most of my quotes, they're at $150 a month right now. A little bit lower of a house, you could put $100 probably and get away with it. But, sometimes we get these homeowners insurance quotes back at $175 a month because they elected 7 extra coverages and wanted to cover their neighbor's house as well.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, and the principal and interest should stay the same unless you don't have your interest rate locked. Some buyers want to float their interest rate. Interest rates are variable. They're changing every day. And if you don't lock your rate and rates go up, P&I, your principal and interest will change. Tom just hit the nail on the head with homeowners insurance. We're simply only putting an estimate in. We have no idea what type of policy you're going to end up going with. And then you can talk about property taxes, which is another huge variable when it comes to the mortgage payment.
Yeah, I mean, the payment's going to be based on the information we have at that time, from pre-approval, through the closing. But we have to wait for verified taxes. I mean, a lot of times when the real estate companies are listing these properties, they're utilizing third-party services to give taxes. Now, a lot of those taxes are based on a couple different variables, but the main one is the homestead exemption that the seller is currently paying for taxes, which is discounted. So it's not the actual face value of those taxes. So once we get those taxes back from the tax office, those are going to be based on the higher amount, which is the actual taxes you're going to be paying. So you will see some variances until we get that actual information from the title company and the tax office.
And please remember, the loan officer or the lender is not listing the property. We are going off information that is given to the public. We're trying to do our due diligence. But one thing homeowners don't really understand is during the processing of their loan, the tax collector of the municipality of where the home sits is being contacted. The title company is confirming the current taxes. If taxes come in different from the tax collector than what is listed on the listing information, that means the listing agent gave the public the wrong information. And I know that that information can change and that information is not guaranteed. But whenever you're going off of information that's out there, and again, guys, tax collectors don't work every day. They might work a couple days a week, maybe 5 hours a day. They kind of go at their own pace and they'll get information when they get it. And there are times, if you have a 30-day close, on day 28, the title company is getting the taxes. And on day 29, we have to let people know that the numbers may change and closing may be delayed now, Tom, because we have to redisclose because taxes came in higher. It's no one's fault. It just takes time to get actual information sometimes.
Yeah, it does. And those taxes, they are the long thing. I mean, we could say it's no one's fault, but we kind of know what happens on the back end. But we wish those taxes come in quick and often and early on these things, because having one come in higher is a definite problem on our end with that redisclosure, with qualifications even. I mean, if these taxes come in high and they don't qualify, it could be a whole thing. So we like to know accurate tax information up front ahead of time. It's very important for that listing agent to be calculating this when they list the home. Too many times we'd see them just go off of those websites. So that's such a big piece of the monthly payment and qualifications and everything. I wish we would all just spend a little bit more time on it in the front end.
It is very important. And Tom brings up a good part about getting it closed and qualification and all that's very important, but put yourself in that buyer's shoes. And if you're buying a home and you have a payment in mind, and the week before closing or a couple days before closing, you find out that payment that you have based this, biggest purchase of your life around is now completely different than what you expected.
Yeah, I mean, if once we talk to the client, I mean, we're helping them budget for a specific price point, monthly payment, so they can budget the rest of their life after they buy this property. So, $100 doesn't seem like much to some, but $100 to others, is a lot of money, especially if they're accounting for, certain things in life like daycare and utilities. And, there's a lot of things that go involved after the closing that clients are going to have to pay that we're not calculating. So, having that payment change from the beginning to the end is going to throw some questions in there like, hey, is this property still affordable for me? Does it still work? We're going to have to take away from here to put to here. So having things as close as possible is what we certainly try to do to make sure that everything stays affordable. But some of those things are out of our control.
And always pay attention, right? If something seems too good to be true, it's probably true. If you're buying a house and you're seeing $36 a month for property taxes or $1 a year, we'll see new construction and we have the listing agent list it as $1 a year for the property taxes because it's not assessed yet. That is absolute garbage. And you have to pay attention that that's not reality. And if something doesn't make sense, just ask the question. Ask your loan officer, ask your real estate agent, ask the title company, what is going on here is something doesn't make sense. Because, Tom, we got to use our eyes sometimes. If we see something, say something, ask something.
Yeah. Tell me, got to use my eyes. Using that brain is powerful. Just thinking a little bit can definitely help through these transactions. So think before you act, and then you have to act once, not twice. I don't know. I don't know if that's a saying, but I like it.
There you go. I don't know if that's a saying, but
Think before you act once, not twice.
Measure twice, cut once. Sort of the same thing.
There you go. Have a great Friday.
See you guys.
Tom, Ryan, and Anthony